Okay, so we just talked about kind of the mechanical part of hitting, the things we're going to cover. Now the first part of that, the first actual movement that we're going to make outside of our stance is going to be our load. And one of our first practices, or the first season we had, I said I want this to be as memorable, I want this to be as easy to remember as what is 1 plus 1. You guys go, oh, that's 2. Exactly. So if I say, what does the load up mean to you? What is that? I give you 2 things. Can you remember them? Okay, if you said number 1 is stride, number 2 at the same time is hands go back, then that's basically what our load is. How we do it can look a little different for each of us. So if I back up here a little bit so you can see my feet. Can you see my feet? All right. So for each and every one of us, it's going to look slightly different. Some of us may start in our stance a little narrow, some may be wider, some a little more squatted down. It doesn't matter how you start. Again, we're going to be taking a step towards who? Or in what direction? Towards our target. Now, where is our target? Or what is our target? It is the baseball. Who has our target? The pitcher. So we're going to take a step in the general direction of the pitcher. Why? Because our target isn't on its way yet. And we'll talk about that here in a second. So we're going to be taking a step, however you do it. You can take a high leg kick. We're ultimately going to step, whether it's short or whether it's high, we're going to step towards our target, towards the pitcher. Now, you may have noticed how I landed. Okay, once I take that step, it can be very short. It can take a little longer to develop. You watch guys on TV, if you want to, Google search, say like Ryan Zimmerman or Josh Donaldson, guys that have really big leg kicks, okay? They take a little bit longer to get to their stride. And then there are guys that have really short ones. And they don't pick their foot up as much. Either way, both of those guys are stepping towards their target, towards the pitcher. Now in the process of doing so, you may load up on your back leg. You've heard this before probably. Hey, load up on your back leg. Well, you can do that when your foot's in the air, but when your foot lands, you're now landing in a more balanced position. Balanced position. In a position more like you would be in when you're playing defense in basketball, fielding a ground ball, taking a lead off of first base. You're going to land into this position, athletic and balanced. Why? Because I can't hit if I end up all on my back foot. This is uncomfortable, number 1. Number 2, I can't swing from here. I need to get off of there, get more into a balanced spot before I can swing the bat. So we can go all the way back if we want to, but when we land, we're landing balanced. Okay? Big kick, small leg kick, small step, we're still landing balanced. Number 2, our hands are going back. So I'm going to come up a little closer here. You already saw my feet. When foot is going forward, hands are going back. Something goes forward, something goes back. That's how we balance out also. So again, I could be loading up all the way, but when my foot starts to go forward, my hands are going back. If it's a short step, my hands are going back sooner. So we're going to think back in the same way where I asked, if I said, hey guys, we're going to have a practice today, and we're going to go from home plate, and we're going to try to throw the ball over the outfield fence. You're not going to just go, You're going to be reaching back. Same when you hit. If we want to swing this bat with a little authority, we need to reach back. Now, how far back? That's going to be up to your comfort level. Some guys feel comfortable only going a little bit. Some like to go back a little further. Idea is to make sure we're setting our hands, getting our hands in motion, just like we would when we throw, to give our best effort, our best swing. We want to make sure that you're reaching back so we can now throw this thing and swing it instead of just start still and push it. I want to be able to reach back and swing this thing just like I was trying to swing an axe against a tree, just like I was trying to swing a golf club. I go back first, then I go forward. You have to load it up, get it going. There's a simple drill. If you have a tough time feeling what this is, start with the bat right in front of you or even on the pitcher side of your body. And say, I'm going to swing this bat. Well, you're not going to swing it from here. You're going to have to pull it back before you can swing. So let's make sure we get it loaded up. 2 words I want you to remember: stride, back. Or if we want to add a little bit to it, stride, hands go back. Basically at the same time, in order to physically load up. Now there's another side of loading up. It's mentally. On the mental side. Because mentally we have to figure out when we're going to do this. We can't just do this at any time we want. The pitcher's the one with the ball. So he's going to go on his time. It's up to us to match that. Now, there's different ways to describe this, and I'm going to tell you what's worked for me. But then I'll share with you a couple things that other people have said. What I like to do, and we've talked about this before, is I want to practice watching the pitcher when I'm out in the on-deck circle. And I want to see, when does he get to this point? Some pitchers are a lot quicker. Some take a longer time to get to this point, the point of release, when they're letting go of the baseball. I want to make sure, and this is my goal, I want to be done with my load right as the guy's letting go of the baseball. That way, I'm done moving. I can now focus on the ball coming at me and deciding if I'm going to swing or not. My next thought is just swing. My next thought is not going to be, oh crap, I got to finish getting ready and then I have to swing. I'm going to be late. So if anything, we want to practice being early and feeling like we're waiting on the ball. Feel like you're waiting on it. Now again, that's my thought, is I want to be done completely with my load up. Done here, done. Foot is down, hands are back before the ball comes out of the hand. How do we practice this? We start with the soft toss. Be done loading up before the ball comes out of the hand here. On batting practice, be done getting loaded up before the ball comes out of the coach's hand. And then in the on-deck circle, and eventually in the game, we will carry it into the game where we're getting ready and we feel like no matter how hard that kid's throwing, we're still waiting on the baseball because we're ready on time. What makes that ball seem like it's coming at you faster is that you're late. Wow, he's throwing really hard. No, we're just not ready to hit it. Okay? So make sure that you are ready on time. That is, before the ball, completely done getting ready, before the ball comes out. Now there's another way to describe this, right? It's called doing the dance with the pitcher, dancing with him, getting in sync, in rhythm with the pitcher. So you see, you're getting ready here, the pitcher gets into his windup, okay? His arm starts to go back, well, you're going back. When he starts to go back, you go back. You're doing the dance, right? So when he's loading up, you're loading up. And when he starts to come forward a little bit and his arm's getting ready to release the baseball, now you're getting loaded and you're coming into your stride and your hands are going back so you can get ready to swing the bat when the ball comes out of his hand and starts heading towards you. Whichever one works for you. Mine was just, this is my end point right here. When he lets go of the ball, I want to be done getting ready. So if I have a really long load up, say I did something like this. Say I was Domingo Ayala style. If you don't know who that is, you can check out some YouTube videos too. But if it took me this long to get ready, I'd have to start a lot earlier to make sure that I'm done by here. If my load was this short, I can wait a little bit longer to start because I know I don't have a whole lot of time to get ready. It doesn't take me a lot of time to get ready. So I can get ready a little later. My end goal though is I have to be done getting ready by the time he lets go of the baseball. The analogy I always use with kids is, look, if you have homework and it's due on Friday, let's just imagine you get homework on Monday, it's due on Friday. You know no matter what, it's due on Friday. You have to be done by Thursday night. You can start it on Monday, you can start it Wednesday, you can start it Thursday night, but you have to get it done and handed in on Friday. Same thing here. I don't care when you start your load up, I just want to make sure you are done by the due date when the ball comes out of the pitcher's hand. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully physically you remember how to load. This is just a refresher on physically and mentally getting ready for the pitch.